Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Mahamsa Parivrajaka Jai Ashtottara Shabda Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Se Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Rasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan ki jai. Navadvip ki jai. Mathura ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth.
Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires.
He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord Master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Jai Yasoda Nandana Vrajana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Vrajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya No, sinuses. But that's good. That's a good place for it right there. My dad just put there. Yeah, that's why I put it there. Yeah, you ever see my sinuses? I have to control them. Yeah, like when I'm doing the
Really?
Yeah, I have to control it. You have to keep it, So pranayama or something. Practical pranayama. Actually, it's Gaur Nitai's mercy. Basically, they were saying if you get parasites and go to India, that's Sri Giriraj's mercy on you. Yeah, it's Sri Giriraj's mercy on you. So we're reading Canto 3, Chapter 25, Text 13. Shri Bhagavad Uvacha Yoga Adhyatmakika Pumsam Mato Nirishashaya Me Atyayanta Patir Yatra Dukasya Cha Sukasha Cha Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam Mato Nirishashayami Atyayanta Patir Yatra Dukasya Cha Sukasya Cha Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Jai Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai Yoga Atmatmika Pumsam Mato Nirasasayame Atyanta Patitir Dukkha Sacha Sukha Sacha Shri Bhagavan Vacha Yoga Dhyatmika Pumsam
Atyanto paratir yatra Dukkha sacha sukha sacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam
Yogatmika pumsam
Tonishvayasayame
Tonishvayasayame
Ajanto Paratir Yatra
Atyanto paratir yatra
Dukkasya Cha Sukhasya Cha
Dukkha sacha sukha sacha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pungsam Mato Nishrayasayame Adyanto Paratir Yatra Dukkasya Cha Sukhasya Cha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam Mato Nishrayasayame Atyanto Paratir Yatra Dukkasya Cha Sukhasya Cha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam Mato Nishrayasayame Atyanto Paratir Yatra Dukkasya Cha Sukhasya Cha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam Mato Nishrayasayame Atyanto Paratir Yatra Dukkasya Cha Sukhasya Cha
Online.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam Mato Nishrayasayame Atyanto Paratir Yatra Dukkasya Cha Sukhasya Cha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam Mato Nishrayasayame Atyanto Paratir Yatra Dukkasya Cha Sukhasya Cha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Yoga Adhyatmika Pumsam Mato nishreyasaya me.
Mato Nishayasaya Me,
Atyanto paratiryatra.
Atyanta Paritiriyatra,
Dukhasya cha sukhasya cha.
Dukasya Cha Sukhasya Cha. Okay, so that's everyone. So word by word, Sam. Sri Bhagavan Vacha,
Bhagavan Vacha,
the personality of Godhead said,
The personality of Godhead said,
Yoga,
The yoga system, Adhyatmika, relating to the soul, Pumsam, of living entities, Mata is approved, Nireshashaya, for the ultimate benefit, Me, by me, Atyanta, complete, Uparata, detachment, Yatra, where, Dukasha, from distress, Cha, and Sukasha, from happiness, Cha, and purport and translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The personality of Godhead answered, the yoga system which relates to the Lord and the individual soul, which is meant for the ultimate benefit of the living entity, and which causes detachment from all happiness and distress in the material world, is the highest yoga system. In the material world, everyone is trying to get some material happiness. But as soon as we get some material happiness, there's also material distress. In the material world, one cannot have unadulterated happiness. Any kind of happiness one has is contaminated by distress also. For example, if we want to drink milk, then we have to bother to maintain a cow and keep her fit to supply milk. Drinking milk is very nice. It is also pleasure. But for the sake of drinking milk, one has to accept so much trouble. The yoga system, as here stated by the Lord, is meant to end all material happiness and material distress. The best yoga, as taught in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna, is bhakti yoga. It is also mentioned in the Gita that one should try to be tolerant and not be disturbed by material happiness or distress. Of course, one may say that he is not disturbed by material happiness, but he does not know that just after one enjoys so-called material happiness, material distresses will follow. This is the law of the material world. Lord Kapila states that the yoga system is the science of the spirit. One practices yoga in order to attain perfection on the spiritual platform. There is no question of material happiness or distress. It is transcendental. Lord Kapila will eventually explain how it is transcendental, but the preliminary introduction is given here. So yeah, it's also explained about your Gita. There's also some other verses that I was listening to where the Sanskrit in the verses were sukha and dukkha, happiness and distress, where in Bhagavad Gita where it states that one has to be tolerant, that it arises from sense perception only. So the appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress, so the sukha, dukkha, and their disappearance in due course are like the rising of the seasons, the summer and winter seasons, the changing of the seasons. And one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So Papa was saying in the purport, everybody probably knows this. There's a woman, she has to cook in the kitchen even during the summertime, even when it's really hot. And during the wintertime, you still got to go take a cold shower in the morning. Yeah, it was really blissful. When I was 19, and I was traveling Sankirtan in Canada, and so we had a lot of devotees in the house. You know, when all the devotees were back, we had a house in Edmonton, had a house in Calgary, and then I think this was like the new house. I think it was like more like Vancouver, but there was the main temple in Vancouver. So we were at like our other new house. We had an apartment in Calgary, right? And so So when we had all the devotees, all the devotees were back, then there wasn't really enough time for everybody to, get in the shower in the morning. So they put a pallet and a hose outside their backyard. So we kind of had like the overflow. So, it was kind of blissful. It was the snow out there, it was snowing, you had the cold. You turn on the hose and get the ice out. It was really pretty cool. It was pretty blissful. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, sure, that doesn't bother me. It was really pretty cool. Yeah, especially if it didn't bother you. You wanted to do it because it was really kind of cool to do that. And so, but this word here, what is it? The Adhyatmika, right? Relating to soul. Because what is it? There's 3 miseries: Adibhotik, Adhyatmika, and let's see, miseries inflicted. What is it? Oh, by the demigods, Adidevika. Yeah, natural catastrophes. So they're caused by the demigods, floods, famines, wars, earthquakes. Oh yeah, we're on a tornado watch, right? I guess the neighboring states, Arkansas and Tennessee. They're saying it's a little. So these are caused by the demigods. Yeah, they're saying it's a little unusual. It's a bit more intense for tornado season, right? So yeah, these are caused by the demigods. The rains. Oh yeah, during Maharaj Priskit's reign, Regin on the planet. He's king. There's regulated rainfall during the evening, and earth became very beautiful, and agriculture was perfect, and the oceans and the mountains produced valuable gems. Right, so these things don't occur right now because Bhumi is withdrawing these things from the sinful reactions of the demons, of the atheists. And they don't know that they're demons. They think demon's something else. It hangs out with Satan. It comes from hell. It has a pitchfork. You got to confuse with the Yamadutas when they come to take you to hell. Basically that's the normal, ordinary condition of the ordinary person. He goes to hell. He commits sinful activities and doesn't know it. Those who are actually the architects of society that have built the society and designed it this way, from what I understand, they're actually the real demons. They actually really know that this is sinful activity and that this is actually really bad for your health. And I'm reading another thing, another condition. It's really pretty common, but they're just not treating it. They're just not. I can't remember what it was, but it's not really common, right? But they're not treating it. The doctors are just telling you to go home. There's nothing wrong with you, So it's all mixed up. It's topsy-turvy in the Kali Yuga. But the highest yoga system, what Prabhupada was saying, or what the sannyasi was saying, he was a really eloquent speaker. I had to think I have to remember what his name is. But he was saying that we have this tendency to forget that that Prabhupada had actually said that we have this tendency to forget that bhakti yoga or devotional service is also yoga too, right? Now this is the yoga that you need to progress to, the yoga of devotion, rather than what Prabhupada called the nose pressing business. That's good for purifying the senses and not engaging in nonsense, sinful activity or karmic activity for the time being. Then that was another thing that Prabhupada said that I was listening to, that I wanted to listen to this, that is that basically the living entity is bound into the material world by their karma, right? And then what was he saying about that? Oh yeah, and so because of this, the result is this specific material body, right? And that's the dictionary definition of karma, that at each and every moment is the total accumulation of everything that you've ever been exposed to or you ever were, like that at each and every moment. So that's a pretty good dictionary definition of karma. That's a general description, a general statement. There's a bit more scientific. You have akarma, karma, and vikarma. Karma in the making, which is basically a reaction to your previous karma, which is a reaction to your previous karma, which is karma in the making, you and your current actions right now. Right, so it's akarma, vikarma, and actions to eradicate your karma. So in order to live what we say a karma-free diet, offer your sattva guna items to Lord Krishna, make your house a temple, chant Hare Krishna, with your friends and your family. Oh yeah, and so then it further progresses. So then we got the material body. The material body is under the jurisdiction of the three modes of material nature, right? And Krishna says, Devi Eshi Gurumani Mamai. See, Prabhupada was saying, where Krishna says, my Maya, Mama Maya, right? He said this material energy mind is very difficult to overcome, but those who are surrendered unto me can easily crush beyond it. So that's the secret. So yoga actually means to link with the Supreme, right? So if we have this tendency to forget that devotional service of Bhakti Yoga is also yoga, that's why they're kind of thinking that, they need to do the breathing exercises and focus the mind. Basically in the 1960s, 1970s version of this specific Kali Yuga, where apparently this Kali Yuga is actually a very sinful Kali Yuga, where Vicacharya, he was petitioning Lord Chaitanya to please come personally. At this time, this Kali Yuga is really sinful. They're very fallen in this age, right? So we need to get a grips on this, that this specific Kali Yuga is a very fallen Kali Yuga, and there's probably some pretty big sinful atrocities that occur in a real sinful Kali Yuga. For Kali Yuga, general description anyways is the people are unlucky, short-lived, shortened memory, right? So that's a general characteristics. Overall unlucky, right? So there's always some sort of turmoil in the material world. So we get to happiness and we get to the stress. Basically, what is it? There's some characteristics. That happiness which brings the stress is in the mode of ignorance, right? And then that happiness, what is it? It's what's nectar in the beginning and it's poison in the end. Oh yeah, that's in the mode of goodness. Oh no, that's in the mode of ignorance. Nectar in the beginning and poison in the end. So that's what we're talking about. People go out to go have fun and they're just poisoning themselves and making themselves sick, right? And then next morning you got to drink. Everybody has like their own little thing. Either their Alka-Seltzer or their strawberry Nesmith soda, or they need to take some aspirin or something. Everybody's got their little remedial cures for their residual hangover, right? So. Let's see what. Oh yeah, so. Oh yeah, that was another thing that they were talking about. I remember during the 70s they were making movies about this. Everybody's like actually really pretty much distressed and is disturbed and are depressed, but they don't want anyone to know, so they hide it. Right. So that's like a predicament or the dilemma. I guess during the 70s, my stepmother even had a prescription of these. They were prescribing house. What do they call it? The house women. The women in house. Housewife. Yeah, prescribing the housewife Valiums. 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 Yeah, calms your nerves. Valiums. Yeah, and they come in 1 milligram, 5 milligram, 10 milligram, and 25 milligram, and 50 milligram. So you have all these different colored pill bottles. So you have your perfect little combination here to relieve your nerves, how much distress you actually have. Jai Gorani Tai Ki Jai. Yeah, that was another thing that my dad was talking about, like daytime television. They try to make these shows look real. I go, is that what they're doing? I always hated that cheap, unprocessed videotape, but that's what it is. They're trying to make these look real. But I'm not a woman, so I don't see from that point of view. You know what I mean? So they make it look real, and it's just all these arguments and all this sad stuff. And the baby died, and they got married, and they got divorced, and the people are coming and going, kill the person off the show, and somebody new comes onto the show and stuff. And they're all wrapped up emotionally and stuff. It's all what is it? Subject matters and topics which are actually not actually worth listening to, right? It's lots of different subject matters for hearing, right? This is what's stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. But that hearing, which actually gives the ultimate liberation and which is worth hearing, especially by those great self-realized sages, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is actually stating Sabashyaham. Let's see, what is it? It's Vedavit, Vedakrit, Sabashyaham. Is that by all, Krishna says, by all the Vedas, I am to be known. So by studying the Vedas, one should finally come to the conclusion that Ishvara Parama Krishna, like what Brahma states in Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Nadir Adir Govinda Savakarna Karna, is that Krishna is the supreme controller, right? Ishvara Parama Krishna, and he is an eternal form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss, right? Did I kind of like translate this a little bit? Maybe if this is like a true translation, forever knowing love. Right, eternity, ever, right? Eternity. Actually, it's outside of the time factor. It doesn't have anything to do with like some sort of a present that we keep coming into, which is the only future we know. Any future that we're, what is it called? Profit calculation, and it's all mental speculation. Anyways, it's all imaginary. And then whatever past we have is just some dimming or whispery memories, which are getting dimmer and dimmer. Actually, your memories get really pretty good when you start remembering stuff again, right? Remember the lessons that your teacher had on the chalkboard in school. So you get your memory back. Basically, we had to learn how to relearn, because basically something happens. I was in the 11th grade when I joined Krishna consciousness, and then I found out just how much stuff was going through my head. But yeah, that was the thing during the 60s and 70s. You think that you can take some LSD and do some breathing exercises and stop your thinking process, right? Allen Ginsberg was trying to tell Srila Prabhupada a time suspension, a mind moment time suspension, right? And Prabhupada thought this was all ridiculous. And they were talking about Allen Ginsberg recently in a class. But so that was the misconceptions on spiritual life. So when I came to Krishna consciousness, man, it's like I had this like ocean of this stuff in my head that I was like trying to get out of. Right? Trying to, you feel it. It's in there. Some sort of, they're saying like there's the sediment. So this is what they were talking about recently in class too. There's the water, the body of water sitting there. As long as it's undisturbed, it's clear. But if it gets disturbed, right, it becomes muddy and colored, right? So it rises. So when we come to Krishna consciousness, so the sediment, it rises. So, right? Did you ever hear that? Yeah, that's the room. Right. Yeah, Chaitya Darpana Marjanam, clearance of the impure mirror of the mind. Yeah, there's another one too. Rameswar, he was saying something in the class. He was saying, suppose that he was talking about, like in Nectar Devotion class, he was talking about cleaning the heart, purifying the heart, pulling out all the weeds, the anarthas out of the heart, right? And so what he said is, imagine you come into a room and there's Rukmini Dwarkadish, and they're standing on a pile of garbage. He said, what would you do? You'd immediately start cleaning it up. Now, wouldn't you? That was a really good analogy. It's like, the deity of my heart, he's standing on a pile of garbage and maternal infection. So, yeah, we want to clean that. They were talking about Chaitro Darpan Marjanam, the clearance of the impure mirror of the mind. There's Lord Chaitanya's Shastastika prayers. Lord Chaitanya, where Prabhupada, he was talking about the Shastastika prayers. Although Lord Chaitanya didn't actually write any literary works, where he had instructed Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and his disciples to write on topics of Krishna consciousness, that he specifically instructed them in the science. But that Lord Chaitanya had left these 8 prayers in the Shastastika prayers. All glories to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of the material infection accumulated for millions of years, right? So that's our situation of being in the material world. Prabhupada is saying that life is a continuum; it's not a sport. So it's not like you come into life, and you're out to win, right? And when you die, it's over. People, they got the philosophy, oh, you just go to sleep. It doesn't matter what you do during life, how many feet you step on, right? You're out to win, right? So, unfortunately, that's the case with a lot of persons who are bewildered by the material energy, right? So, because there's what's nectar in the beginning with poison in the end, and then what's in the mode of passion? Oh yeah, oh, right. Yeah, what's in the mode of ignorance? It's right. It's not even pleasurable in the beginning, and it's poison in the end. That's why the alcohol doesn't taste good. Because they put it down, they acquire a taste for it. Acquire a skill to hold it. Right. Keep from getting sick. So they're just like a dog. Mode of passion is characterized by the union of man and woman and hard work, accumulating a lot of wealth, economic development, and so the human form of life is actually meant for a self-realization, which, especially in the Kali Yuga, the common ordinary person, they don't know this, or if they have heard it, they don't really accept it, or they don't really know what it is. Papa was saying that yoga and meditation performed in the city in so-called yoga and meditation centers is a farce. That yoga is not meant for controlling your weight or being capable of better sex life, like that, or making us a strong body, with exercises. But it's specifically meant for purifying the senses to come to the point of devotional service of Bhakti Yoga, to understand that Krishna is the basis of Brahman. We were listening to that lecture a few weeks ago. Prabhupada said there's no difference between Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, that Krishna is one. But basically, there are specific distinctions. Those who have surrendered to the impersonal Brahman, or those who surrender to Paramatma, or those who surrender directly to Lord Krishna, or any of the incarnations that he actually happens to be attracted to, right? So I think I'm kind of trailing up there. Is there some questions or comments, or maybe something to jog my memory that? Oh, somebody online? Okay. Okay, yeah. So,
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, earlier you mentioned about offering sattvic food to Krishna.
yes.
I was thinking, like, is that the ideal kind of offering? It seems that like when we offer things with love and devotion, that the Lord accepts it. So can you speak more about like what does it mean to offer Krishna sattvic food, and what is that like?
Yeah, well, the thing is that Krishna recommends that one always lead with love and devotion and be true flower water. I was But Prabhupada, he didn't like the idea. I believe it was the temple in San Francisco. After class, the hippie devotees, they were at the donut shop, right, and discussing, this morning's lecture and last night's class and things. And Prabhupada, he saw that, and he wasn't very much impressed that they're eating the chocolate and the donuts and drinking the coffee and hot chocolate and stuff. And he was thinking, this is not good. But it's actually items that are not offerable. Because the donuts, they're made with eggs. Or just getting it. Any other kind of thing. Like chocolate. And offer it. It's actually unofferable. If they have carob milk, they used to have carob milk. Some places they still have it. Right? Yeah, it's in a quart bottle. You got to shake it up. It's a carob. Right, I was telling you about that. Yeah, I used to get that all the time. Instead of chocolate milk, get carob milk. I look on the labels on the yogurt for the natural enzymes and not the what is it? It's what's that stuff called? The gelatin. Yeah, gelatin and animal retin and enzymes and all the chemicals and stuff. So that's made with pure milk, pasteurized. What is it? Enzyme cultures. Natural milk enzyme cultures. And basically, the rule right now is that we can't offer any processed food to the deities. So I got a pasta maker. We can hook it up. I want to make some pasta. And I hook it up to the blender, to the beater blender. It's got this attachment for all these other things on it. So I got a pasta maker. Yeah, I don't know how much pasta it can actually make, but it's got a pasta dryer. So we at least make a deity portion, right, of the items that we can offer to the deity, right, and offer the processed food. Actually, the first class thing is not use processed foods at all, right? Yeah, but I can see the deity portion and the devotee portion. I believe that we were doing that in another temple, and but Krishna, he's asking for foods that are sattvic, that are offerable. So we want to avoid the foods that are not offerable. In fact, right now in this specific age of Kali Yuga, with all these GMOs and what is it, 95% of the youth of America are taking acid reflux medication. Yeah, actually, it's just because of the GMOs and everything else. Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, they're telling you got to take it in all these series and stuff. They don't really know. They're in ignorance. They trust their doctor, and their doctor's going by what the CDC is saying, and the CDC is an evil organization which is not treating people properly with their ailments, and prescribing psychological hallucinogens for your sleeping pill. That wasn't done before. It was some sort of a gentle, I don't know, what were they, barbiturates, something general, kind of help you relax, go to sleep, wake up refreshed in the morning. Now with this stuff makes you homeless and walking around crazy out of your mind. This Ambien and this Tetrazone. But we want to offer it to Krishna specifically with love and devotion, and to cook nice items right? Nice things without desiring them, but thinking that Krishna, if Krishna would accept and enjoy this, right? So we're not, it's like in the spiritual world, going to the Kalpavriksha to get the items to cook for Krishna, and go to Sarabi, get all the milk one desires, but it's all the milk one desires to make sandesh and burfi and everything, make curd for Krishna's pleasure, Krishna's offerings. So, there's, let's see, we got that wheat gluten, right? So I make the wheat gluten with chickpeas and with specific spices that I look up, to make a vegan, vegetarian, sattvic Italian sausage or pepperoni copycat for pepperoni pizza prasadam, and for spicy sausage lasagna, with eggplant and spinach and broccoli and basil. That's basically your pesto. So, I Google up the recipes, for like ice cream, how to like dovetail these things with with the proper items, which are, a sattvic, which are offerable, avoiding, they have something called egg replacer. Basically, egg is a binder. It's the reason why they use it. So the egg replacer, you can't make any scrambled eggs with it, but it's a binder. It's good for cooking. But yeah, we got this black salt. You can make the curd and put a little turmeric and some pepper, right, and some curd, and it makes the dovetailed transcendental. I don't know. Do we have another name for it? It scrambled eggs are the substitute for this. The Carmi scrambled eggs is a substitute for our curd. Yeah, just turn the tables around a little bit. That scrambled paneer. Yeah, so so there's the dovetailing. Oh yeah, we got the carob chips. So I look up the world's finest carob chip recipe. I'll also look at the chocolate chip recipes too, see what they say, what they have, and use the egg replacer. And tapioca flour is good. I made tapioca pizza crust with shredded zucchini. Yeah, it was the pizza crust. It was tapioca flour pizza crust with shredded zucchini. So that was the crust. That was the bottom. Then put all the pizza toppings on top. With the I guess first class is to make our own tomato puree, right? Because the tomato paste and tomato sauce and the canned tomatoes, they're the processed foods, right? So, yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Does that answer the question? She's still on?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, a really good recipe that I came across. I Googled up my copycat recipes. There's called Copycat Cheesecake Factory carrot cheesecake. It's first class. Isn't that nice? Okay, so are there any other questions?
Is there any other subject for discussion? Oh, you had a question or to answer? Okay, so then we can end class here. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam class ki jai.